Hey friends, this is Chris.
And Yuji.
Welcome back. So we got to talk about Tesla stock earnings. They just had their earnings call. And guys, it's a bit fishy.
Yeah, the numbers doesn't make sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of like questionable things going on. And you know that Elon's been investigated by the SEC many times. The other thing is too, is he's supposed to meet with the SEC again, but he keeps not showing up. Like, Elon, why aren't you showing up? We also have Bitcoin going to unknown wallets. I don't know where it's going. If you know where Tesla's Bitcoin is, please let me know. And guys, let's just jump right in. We went over the accounting numbers together, and guys, in the live stream, I felt the same way, and it really took a long time to go over it, but a lot of the numbers, frankly, don't make sense. They just don't. I want to go over this stuff. Also want to get Yeji's thoughts. Let me give you guys some examples. So revenues are flat. Okay.
Oh, yeah, basically flat, yeah.
Basically flat. So they're not really growing in their revenues, okay? But Tesla's claiming that their margins are much, much better than before, okay? Revenues are flat, margins are better. And so then therefore their profits are up. I think they said around $5 billion this quarter, which is higher than the last couple of years, right? But their revenues are flat. So we're trying to think, okay, how does this make sense?
Yeah.
Right? Their core car business or core business is selling cars.
Yeah.
And the news kept coming out that they're cutting prices, right? They're giving like financing at 0%. So in my mind, logically, their margin should be what?
Going smaller.
Yeah.
A bit smaller.
Because I can read. So they come out and they say their margins are higher, and it doesn't make sense. So we looked at the numbers, and there was something that stood out is I think they cut, I can give the exact number, but it's something like 700 million or 800 million, something in that range of operating expenses, right? They cut a bunch of expenses. So we know that they fired a bunch of people.
Yeah, but
okay.
In Korean one is almost 1조.
Yeah.
A lot of money. How you
Really a lot.
in for 3 months, right?
Yeah, in 3 months.
3 months you reduce 1조.
Well, here's the thing too. This happens when you fire people. A lot of times you have to give them. We call it severance. I mean, you have to give.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah. You know it in Korean.
We usually pay 3 months of the last salary.
Right. So sometimes they will say that's a one-time cost.
Yeah.
Right. So you wouldn't necessarily reduce your costs. Now they did have a spike cost, operating costs last quarter, so that could be included there. But still, it's strange that they're reducing so much in cost. It's just
they like block the like toilet,
no food,
no tissue, no.
Yeah, right. So we have questions on that. Okay, the other issue as well is they're selling a whole bunch of credits to other companies, right? They sold a bunch last quarter.
Like
What's that?
eco credit.
Yeah, we call them carbon credit, but it's like eco credit. So there's that, and that theoretically you could consider pure profit, right? So because they're like how you're pumping up their margins. Now there's another thing that I was thinking about. There's been accusations before that Tesla is fraud in their accounting, right? Scam in a way. I don't have any proof, and I'm saying this very clearly. If there's any insiders that are at Tesla and you want to be a whistleblower, and we'll keep you anonymous, all that kind of stuff, please let me know. Here's the deal. They keep giving customers FSD for free.
I'm sure they put that in their revenue.
Yeah.
I worked at the fashion company because they donation their product. It was in their revenue, and they like once or twice a year they gave us like gift cards. And like the employee can buy a product, but that was also in their the revenue.
So Yeji's been inside a company that does.
It happens a lot, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because
sometimes kind of they have two companies, they buy and selling each other. That also their profit and margin.
And Tesla is actually kind of funny. The way Elon described his company in the earnings call was that we're a collection of startups. It's sort of like, I think that was the phrase that he used. So they have like all these different parts going on.
Great. And I mean, like, if you also think of like what is like what other car company has a world-class chip design team? Like zero. What other car company has a world-class AI team like Tesla does? Zero. Those were all startups. They're created from scratch.
Great. Thank you, Elon. And I think that's unfortunately all the time that we have for today. We appreciate all of your questions and we look forward to hearing you next quarter. Thank you very much and goodbye.
And the way you run startups too is a little bit fudging the numbers. It just, if you're giving people FSD for free and counting that as revenue, that is accounting fraud. And I want to make this clear. I don't have any proof other than numbers seem a little bit fishy. And it's also a bit strange too, because let's think about this logically. If a lot of people are signing up for their subscriptions to their driving, they would brag about the numbers.
Yeah.
They would say like, hey guys, we got 10,000 people sign up for our thing or whatever. Like they never tell you how many people are signing up. They don't tell you how many people are trying it. And the word they use is take rate. We don't know what percentage of people are subscribing, right? We don't know. So
They never tell actual number?
No, there's always guesses on that. No one knows. No one knows what percentage of people, because according to Elon, that's the future of the company is their software.
Yeah.
So if people aren't signing up for that, there is no future for the company. And if the software doesn't work, there's no future for the company.
And they have to pay every time they upgrade.
When they change cars. So they get free upgrades, but you can't carry the software.
I see.
It's kind of like, say, with the computers, say Windows, like where you have to buy a new version. If I build a computer, I can use the version on a different one, but most people don't build their own computer. They just buy a new computer and you end up buying a new copy of Windows. But kind of like that. But that's a different issue. But the issue though is are they doing any fraudulent accounting with their FSD? I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. That's the first thing that came to my mind when I started looking through their numbers. There's also been some question on their leasing numbers. Are they counting that as revenue? Okay, so what you could do, what I mean by that is what you could do is when you lease a car, you count that as a car sale. It's not a sale, it's a lease, right? You're renting out your car. Then when the lease gets returned, you can sell it again and count it twice. So that, again, this kind of stuff we don't know. We do know that their CFO left. And they left. So they have a new CEO, a CFO, and this is yet another one. There's some questionable things going on with this stuff. I understand the Tesla bulls will be all through the moon and stuff like that, but just look at the numbers for yourself. And guys, if you have any questions, we'll go through a separate video. We'll do another live stream and go through detailed numbers. It takes a long time to look through these things because you have to figure out like something's off. The other thing is too, they have a whole bunch of cash on hand now for some reason. There was a big jump in their cash investments and such.
Those like Bitcoin or Zachary.
Yeah, so we know that there was a report because the way Bitcoin works, you can see the wallets are public.
Yeah.
So we know they moved Bitcoin to an unknown wallets, but I haven't heard any reports of where it is, and it's a significant amount. I think it's like yeah, who knows? It could be Trump's pocket for all we know.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, they give a lot of.
The funny thing is Trump launched a new crypto coin. I'm not making it up. So Trump family has a new crypto coin. It's like World Liberty Financial. Who knows? So there's that. The other thing that's going on with the cyber taxi stuff is they're claiming that they're going to start using this thing and selling rides next year, the first half, I guess, is what they're saying. So, I mean, is that really going to happen? I mean,
I don't know.
In 6 months from now, by the first half of next year, I'm not seeing it myself. I just don't think that would happen.
I don't know. They're applying to get a like license. No wheel, no pedal is okay on the road.
Yeah, so a car with no wheels and no pedals is generally not legal, not street legal. Okay. Elon is claiming they're going to do it in California and Texas, is what he's claiming. Theoretically, in Texas, I guess. California, I think, is a non-starter. I think it's going to be tough. The other issue is their main staff, like executive, who's the head of their policy negotiation. He quit.
Okay.
Well, he quit. The main one quit in like February, and then 2 more quit just last month.
I see.
So like when people are quitting, is it because they don't want to do what Elon's asking, or
Or they don't want to deal with something illegal stuff.
there's a
Or there's no safety, there's no future.
there's a possibility. They've been losing a lot of staff, right? Their vehicle programs people have been leaving. Their events people have been leaving. That's why their event was kind of strange. It wasn't really prepared well. There's a lot of fishy stuff going on. The earnings call yourself, guys. Watch our live stream because I made notes and you can read everyone's chat through the thing. If you watch the Tesla pumper channels, they cut out Elon's pauses. They make Elon look better than he is. If you listen to it for yourself, like I said, watch my stream. He says a lot of strange things. He pauses quite a bit. I'll give you an example. Perfect example. They talked about the Tesla Roadster.
Oh,
Okay.
What is going on with the Tesla Roadster?
Fun things. Well, I just like to thank our long-suffering deposit holders of the Tesla Roadster. The reason it hasn't come out yet is because the Roadster is not just the icing on the cake; it's the cherry on the icing on the cake. And so, our larger mission is to accelerate the progress towards a sustainable energy future. Try to do things that maximize the probability that the future is good for humanity and for Earth. And so that necessarily means that like the things like that are kind of like dessert. We'd all love to work on the Tesla, the next gen Tesla Roadster. It is super fun, and we are working on it. But it has to come behind the more things that have a more serious impact on the good of the world. So just thank you to all our long-suffering Tesla Roadster deposit holders, and we are actually finally making progress on that, and we're close to finalizing the design on that. It's really going to be something spectacular.
Do you remember what they said?
we'd love to working on it.
We would love to work on it.
Yeah, that means they're not working on it now. But after that, he changes his sentence, right?
Yeah. He caught. So basically, they said the question is, where's the Roadster? And his first answer was, we would love to work on it. Oh wait. Okay, we're working on it. Trust me.
And they were kind of laugh after that, right?
Yeah. It was like, it was so ridiculous.
Like loan holder,
Yeah.
like loan credit holder or something.
Yeah. They said the people, because the people gave deposits. It's like $50,000 for this thing.
That's a lot.
They introduced the Roadster. I think I want to say 2017. So it's like 8 years ago. It's still not here. They're holding your 50 grand, and there's been discussion too if there's fraudulent accounting with that stuff, like how you're like okay, here's an example.
Can you get a response?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Some people said they have had a hard time getting even just $100 back. Some people say that in comments, that they put a deposit on stuff and they can't even get $100 back. So 50,000. Because think about it this way. This would be a fraudulent accounting thing, okay? Because companies could do this. You take a deposit, 50,000 deposit on the car. The car costs 150. You claim that the deposit means that you sold the car.
Yeah.
So there's a phantom $100,000 there.
You don't know the car, how much the car costs here, right?
Well, yeah, you can make stuff up. That's what I'm saying. If you're saying that you took the 50 deposit and then you can say, oh, the car costs 200, then you can just make up a phantom number. Enron did this kind of stuff. There's just a lot of shady things going on here. Elon also made the claim that in his belief, and this is a prepared statement, so it wasn't like mistake. He's reading a statement. You can tell when he talks and reads, it's obvious.
Is the sun. Everything else is in the noise. So, so in conclusion, Tesla is focused on building the future of energy, transport, robotics, and AI. And this is a time when others are just focused on managing around near-term trends. We think what we're doing is the right approach, and if we execute on our objectives, and I think we will, Tesla. My prediction is Tesla will become the most valuable company in the world, and probably by a long shot. I want to thank the Tesla team once again for strong execution in a tough operating environment, and we're looking forward to building an incredibly exciting future. Thank you.
He's like, Tesla's going to be the most valuable car company in the world by a long shot, meaning that far above. So just give you guys some context. Tesla's market cap today, I think it's like 600, 700 billion. Apple, I want to say it's like 3.5 trillion. So basically, Apple's worth 5 to 6 times more than Tesla. So then Tesla's going to 10x if you believe Elon. If you believe that stuff. Elon also made the claim that they're going to grow 20 to 30% next year. Okay. Okay. Let me just ask you guys a simple question. In the past, Elon said they're going to grow 50% forever. Okay.
But it's now 20%.
Yeah. So they've lowered that, and then the actual number today compared to last year is like 2% growth in revenue, not profit, revenue. So you're basically flat. And now you're claiming 20 to 30%, okay? So how are you going to do that? This is what he says, is that we're going to have a bunch of these cyber taxi things. He's claiming that I think it's going to be well, first he's claiming they're going to actually charge money for these things next year. And then by 2026, so a couple years or whatever, they're going to make 2 million of these things, okay?
And at the risk of, to take a bit of risk here, I do want to give some rough estimate, which is I think it's 20 to 30% vehicle growth next year. Notwithstanding negative external events, like if there's some force majeure events, like some big war breaks out or interest rates go sky high or something like that, then we can't overcome massive force majeure events. But I think with our lower cost vehicles, with the advent of autonomy, something like a 20 to 30% growth next year is my best guess. And then Cybercab reaching volume production in 26. I do feel confident of Cybercab reaching volume production in 26. Not just starting production, but reaching volume production in 26. And that that should be substantial growth. We're aiming for at least 2 million units a year of Cybercab. That'll be in more than one factory, but I think it's at least 2 million units a year, maybe 4 million ultimately. These are just my best guesses, but if you ask me what my best guess is, those are my best guesses.
So let me just put this in context. So you guys can just listen. Right now, total cars that Tesla's made in the history of Tesla. The history of Tesla is life of Tesla is 7 million cars, okay? So they're claiming, and right now they make about 1.8 million a year, or deliver, just in the same range. So they're basically claiming with the Cybercab, they're going to double their production from say 2 million to now 4 million. And then remember, they've only made 7 million cars total.
Yeah.
And they haven't made, to be fair to Tesla, they made 20 Cybertaxis or whatever. And they showed those things. And who knows if that's the final design. Who knows any of this stuff? I don't even. They also claimed that they're testing these things on the road now, the Cybertaxis.
Somewhere, right?
So, and we have, for Tesla employees in the Bay Area, we already are offering a ride-hailing capability. So you can actually use with the development app, you can request a ride, and it'll take you anywhere in the Bay Area. We do have a safety driver for now, but the software required to do that, we've developed. And
I think he said California, but they claim they're testing them on the road now. Okay, with the driver, so not the actual Cybertaxi, but just the software. But what's odd about it is that they're making these claims, but they haven't showed us their app. They showed a few screenshots here and there, but if that thing was real, they should have shown it at the event.
Yeah, because he likes to show off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing, guys. If stuff is real, they would show it to you and brag about. Guys.
Yeah.
They go, look at our app. Look how awesome it is. What's that?
They didn't even open the trunk.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because I wondered about that. Like, and put in luggage and just brag about
They didn't open the
show us what your thing can do.
demonstration. People go travel and just the luggage there or bike. They didn't open it.
Here's the other thing that they're trying to say, because remember, they're trying to claim they're going to be the most valuable car company or company in the whole world.
These missing is that they're missing the AI brain, and they're missing the ability to really scale to very high volume production. So you sometimes see some impressive video demos, but they lack the localized AI and the ability to scale volume to very high numbers. as I've said on a few occasions before, I think Optimus will ultimately be the most valuable part of it. So, and I think it has a good chance of being the most valuable product ever made.
Is their robots, the Optimus Robots thing. So according to Elon, he claims that they can make robots faster, right? They can make more and better AI than any other company in the world, okay? Now, understand this. As of recording, 2 days ago, and then 3 days from now will be official, but 2 days ago it was reported that Hyundai, who owns Boston Dynamics, that's a leading robot company in the world, is partnering with Toyota.
Yeah.
Toyota's going to do the AI. Hyundai and Boston Dynamics are going to do the hardware. They're going to put it together, and I guess they're going to work on humanoid robots. So, I mean, you can't tell me that Toyota and Hyundai don't know how to manufacture things. To put this in context, Toyota makes 10 million cars a year, and they sell these things. Hyundai makes like 6-7 million, that kind of number. So another way to think about it is Hyundai is 3 times bigger than Tesla.
Yeah.
Toyota is like 5 times bigger than Tesla in terms of how many cars that they deliver. They dwarf, and then put them together, they dwarf Tesla. So this idea that no one else can do it is ludicrous. Elon says that the robots is going to be the best, his words was most valuable product ever made in the history of mankind. His robot is going to be the best product ever made in the history of humankind, I guess you should say. There's so many things about the numbers that just don't add up. You know, revenue's flat, but they're claiming better margins.
And they have a bunch of cash right now, but I'm not.
Where's that coming from? They didn't say. They only took a few questions from prepared. So if you guys go to the website, and I showed it to you in the prior video, you find my video on the preview of the earnings. There's a bunch of questions from retail investors of like the top questions, right? The top question was actually, where's our $25,000 car?
So, so anyway, there's like basically, I think having a regular 25K model is pointless.
Yeah,
It would be silly. Like it would be completely at odds with what we believe.
in an autonomous world, what matters is the lowest cost per mile of efficiency of that vehicle, and that's what we've done with the road taxi.
Exactly, autonomous. It's fully considered cost per mile is what matters. And if you try to make a car that is, essentially a hybrid manual automatic car, it's not going to be as good as a dedicated autonomous car. So, yeah, Sour Cab is just not going to have steering wheels and pedals. It's fully designed optimized for autonomy. No, it'll cost on the order of cost roughly 25K. So it is a 25K car, and you won't be able to buy one on it exclusively if you want. So just won't have steering wheel and pedals. You don't need it.
Great. Thank you very much.
According to Elon, making a regular or standard $25,000 car with steering wheel and pedals is pointless. That was his words, pointless. And then they're like, well, you can buy one, and then they laughed, ha 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 ha. But it won't have steering wheel and pedals. So
Yeah.
there's so many like.
And he's thinking of like flying car now.
Yeah. He mentioned Peter Thiel and then like flying cars in earning car.
To be clear, Peter, was lamenting how the future doesn't have flying cars. Well, we'll see.
More to come.
Yeah.
He's another rich dude that started PayPal with it. But Peter Thiel and then the other dude, I can't remember his name, they're the ones who actually did PayPal. They kicked Elon out.
Yeah.
Elon was gone at that point. If you guys know the history of it, because no one really liked Elon. And Elon's plans were to do something. They wanted a different software. They want to do another one. And they're like, Elon, you're an idiot. And then they kicked him out. And he profited from their work, basically, if you don't understand the history of this stuff. There's so many like fraudulent and crazy things going on over there. And CEOs generally don't make these bold promises of we're the best car company or we're a company in the world.
So that's
we do.
It's the C-level people leaving, I think, because they can barely receive anymore.
Yeah. So that's the question, guys. How long can this charade go on? We're gonna find out. I want to hear your comments. Questions in the comments. Please share. And if you have any like detailed things you want to go over, we may do a separate video and go over the numbers exactly. But look at the numbers for yourself. Learn how to read these things. Come back to the video and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. So Anyway, thanks again for watching, everyone, and we'll catch you next time. So, bye.